I like the other one better. I like that better. Hello, everybody. We're here.
Hello.
It's me and the amazing man of. It's this way. There we go. A man of several hundred voices and impressions. A man coming to our town this weekend with Grandpa Kaler and me. Grandpa Kaler is currently at soccer and miserable and will not be able to join us.
Well, his life imitates his art. I mean, in what show was it? He's actually a soccer coach, and he's real life soccer coach.
Oh, what show? What was that show?
I can't remember now. He's in so many things. Everybody.
He's in so many things, and that's
I
like people are like,
yeah.
"How do you even know him?" And I'm like, "Well,
How do you not know him?
Yeah. He was at every.
You know that phrase? He's the guy in that thing. Oh, what's his name? That's Jamie. I mean, like, I have loved comedy as far as I could be thrown since I was a little kid, and every single thing I love, he just shows up. So the idea that the two of us get to share a stage with him is very fun. I don't tell him that to his face. To his face,
oh, I could never.
I call him old.
He would be insufferable.
I know. Could you imagine if I inflated his ego? Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. No,
it's a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea. I've learned so much from him though. I literally did my first stand-up show with him. Like I never started like doing open mics. I literally did an hour of material with Jamie Kaler, my first stand-up show.
Bro. Well, here's the thing. There are some people in this life that talk like they are comedians even when they're not on stage. Jamie is that. So spending time with him in general is like a boot camp for funny. Because
have you ever been out to eat with him? Have you? Have you done that activity?
Once. Describe it.
It's it's like, did you ever have an angry grandparent and like there was a Thanksgiving where you didn't want to go to their house, but you had to have the meal with them, and that you know that no matter how good grandma made the meal, no matter how flawless grandma made the meal, grandpa was going to find something wrong
with it,
with that dinner.
Dude, the time I saw him that reintroduced us to all of us together, the little meet cute that got me to be on the podcast with you guys was at this great restaurant that we go to. I think it was called Mess Hall. And I think it was called that. Or I can't remember which one it was. It was one of our favorite restaurants. Okay. And my wife sees Jamie and she's like, go talk to him. Oh my God. And I was like, he's busy. He's, I've seen, he's out. And she goes, no. She drags me up. She goes to talk to Jamie. And he's like, what's up, bro? It's so good to see you. And I'm like, yeah, it's good to see you. He goes, how about this fucking place? Am I right? Jesus Christ. I mean, why do they have to sit us next to each other? Like where we're facing each other, where it's like it's it's strangers or something. Like,
it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm getting so mad about it.
I don't know you. I didn't come out to eat with you. I came out to eat with myself. Now I'm having to have the conversation with you. Jesus.
$12.75 for a kid's meal? Are they fucking kidding me?
Listen, it is. I heard in a Vanity Fair, or a Rolling Stone. It was a Rolling Stone article way back in the day, like 10 years ago. This social scientist was like, I'm trying to come up with a theory of what makes something funny, and he thinks he found what at the heart is every funny joke, and he may not be wrong. His is a minor violation. A minor violation that doesn't cause harm. That's always funny. And I was like, what is he talking about? He's like, real It's called benign violations of social rule. He's like, that's what at the heart of every single joke is a benign violation. And he comes in and this guy says, and I'm like, what's up with this guy? Or this, the $12 for it's benign. It doesn't actually hurt you, but you get riled up because it's a violation. And we, as humans, we love to see people get riled up when we know it's not going to kill us, right? But most times, in order to see someone riled up, they're going to be like, and they almost crossed the lane and they almost swiped me out and I almost lost my life. Well, that's a real violation. That's not funny. But if he's like, and then the color of this car, what is it, pink? Pink? I mean, it's a Porsche. It's a Porsche. And you're like, all right, that's benign, right? Think about that. That video. Have you seen the video on the web? And what was her sister, bro? The Wicked Witch of the East. She came down in a bubble. Am I wrong? You see how pissed he was at the Wicked Witch of the East?
I mean,
that's it.
That's it. Oh, you're traveling with him. I took him to Niagara Falls.
Oh, son of a! Did you? Canadian or American side?
American side. They won't.
Oh, then of course
he can't go across the border. Are you kidding me? So it was me and Kate Mulligan and the bartender Trevor, who you will meet this weekend. And Kaylor, for some reason, wouldn't walk. It was like on this. He like FaceTimed his daughter, and he was rushing around to all the different parts and was showing her everything. And his daughter was super cute because she was like, "Daddy, can you bring me here later today?" And he's like, "Well, no, you're across the country." But he was like zipping around. And then we were supposed to head back to the car. And all of a sudden we hear him screaming at somebody. And all I heard him say was, "This is one of America's most beautiful sights, maybe even the world." And I look up and all I can see from my angle is a pink rain poncho. And I'm like, oh my God, he's yelling at a small child. And we got up around the corner and we realized that he is screaming at this very large man who was smoking and threw his cigarette butt on the ground at the park in front of Jamie Gaylor, who lost it. And he continued to yell at him. And I was like, I can
only imagine how livid he must have been.
I mean, he painted such a beautiful picture of words of that just that natural wonder that was. But he did it in such an angry fashion. I will never see anything so eloquently put, yet violent in my entire life.
And that guy is like, what's wrong with this guy?
He didn't even bat an eye. Well, he got really nervous. Like I think he thought Jamie was going to jack him up.
He could.
But anyway, enjoy that travel and let me know how that goes.
All right. Well, here's the good news. You'll like this. You're gonna the people who come to see us. By the way, there's only a few tickets left, so you got to get
a handful of tickets. That's it.
I am a professional traveler. Jamie is a actor. Okay, so a lot of his stuff is in LA. I mean, he's a comedian. Yes, of course, but he's also a famous actor. I am a comedian, so I travel professionally, which means the second the wheels start moving on a plane, I am asleep. And asleep, like snoring asleep. Well, we're sitting together. So he's going to really hate me. And it's going to be 5 hours. Do you hear this? That's called a deviated septum. Okay?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun for him.
Yeah, this is really what a deviated septum looks like. When people wonder, like, I've never gotten a nose job, never will, because as every doctor has told me, if you have a real deviated septum and we go in and we fix it, it changes your voice a little bit,
and that'll throw your whole scheme off.
Right. So now, if you can see, hold on. See how this one goes in and this one doesn't, or whatever, one of the two.
Oh, you went full Ashley Tisdale there.
Yeah. So when I sleep, it's just nothing comes through that one.
Thank God I got you guys separate hotel rooms.
Yeah, but if we have an adjoining wall, he's so far.
Oh, dude, this is gonna be such a blast. I don't even think I have kind of wrapped my head around what's going to happen because we don't really know. But
no, I can guarantee you, I have no idea what's going to happen, and that's the best part. That's the best part of any comedy show, is I have been. The reason I think it's the same with you. The reason I became a comic is because comedy is what I love most in the world. Stand up is like the raw, uncut gem of laughter. It's hard. It's fully concentrated, and when you get three people like us on a stage together, and we're looking for those point, just like on the podcast, but on our podcast, it's fun. There's an element you're missing with the liveness, which is our ability to stop each other right in our tracks or make fun of it. Right. I mean, there's just so much more element that comes from being there right in our face. And that, as an audience, like, I wish live podcasts were around when I was obsessed with stand-up. Like, when I was obsessed with stand-up comedy, if Greg Giraldo and Richard Jenny and those guys could have had a podcast, and it was Patrice and Richard and Giraldo, and they're all on stage together. I mean, can you imagine? Well, I'm not saying the three of us are them, but that's what the element is. It's the throw a piece of raw meat in the center of these rabid dogs, and they're gonna go for it. And we're gonna try as best as we can is to make each other laugh, and that's the best part.
Well, Granddad had me go through and make his entire. I had to detail the set list he did the other 2 years. I don't know how I came to be the elderly caregiver of him, but I'm the executive of his will now. I've been doing all those things quietly behind the scenes for years.
He has you on the double face unlock, like you're the only other face that unlocks his phone.
Yes. Oh yeah, he can't, and his kids just hack it. He's super excited to be away from his kids for the weekend, which is going to be. He's in rare form when he gets here because, like, our town is we live in South Park, basically. Like,
nice.
There's one black family and there's one token group of everybody, and there's
a rest. By the way, this is true. Right down the street from me is a restaurant called City Walk.
Oh, Shitty Walk.
Right. Now, here's the funny thing. It's right next to Universal Studios. All right. And the lot where Trey and Matt would record.
Really?
So that is the City Walk. Okay.
I don't know if you know this. During their, I think it was 25th anniversary, when they did the big thing at Comic-Con, during their promo videos, played a live action Cartman. For their things. They sent me to New York and I recorded a bunch of videos, and they played in the fan experience all weekend.
Oh my God, I love you so much. That is so awesome. I mean, they are the gods. As far as I'm concerned, there is no better cartoon satire in the history of television.
Without question.
Everybody wants to talk, and I listen. I'm a guy who's in love with Family Guy. And, I bow to The Simpsons, but nobody holds a torch to the social commentary that South Park did. They are the best.
They got away with it for so long, too.
Bro. And it's, and still, they're still so on point. Like the Soto Sopa. Welcome to the lofts at Soto Sopa. I mean, they have... they had that one line is like, parents don't care about violence when sex is an option. I sometimes just like a few like just so perfectly they lambaste society.
That's really
That
true.
that episode, it was the one where they're playing with the ninja stars.
Hits it in the eye.
Right? And he's woof, woof, woof. And Butters comes on the stage, falls over with a ninja star in his eye, but all everybody could talk about was Cartman being naked on stage. And they're like, oh yeah, yeah, as long as there's violence to worry about, or as long as there's sex, violence doesn't matter. And I'm like, oh wow, that's America.
And it's not wrong in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, that's cool, Justin. Hello, everybody.
Oh my god. So all right, I just recorded a video that I did at Top Golf, and I laughed at myself in the video. And somebody on my video on TikTok said, why do you sound like Lord Farquaad? I put the video of Farquaad laughing next to my video. Bro, it's at 100,000 views in an hour.
Are you kidding me?
No. They're like, we found Farquaad. And it's, you ready? Here it is. Here's me giving a full-fledged laugh. Ready? That was it.
Man, you'll have Lithgow's sound alike here pretty soon. That's pretty good.
Run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man.
Fire up the ovens, Muffin Man.
Eat me. I still can't believe they got away with that in a kids movie.
No. They're Shrek is one of those that
What do you have to say about it? Eat me. There's so many jokes in that movie, Shrek specifically. Like when Shrek walks up to Farquaad's castle and he goes, look at the size of that castle. Think he's overcompensating for something? Did they make a dick joke? I was like, wow, so good.
He made that joke several times too. Wonder what that could be. He said like several times.
And it's so great because I think truly Shrek and DreamWorks is responsible for every adult cartoon after. You know, that kind of we're gonna make it for the kids, but we're gonna wink to the parents. You know.
Oh, see, those are the ones that make it tolerable for me.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying is that DreamWorks figured out, all right, here's what we're going to do. We have to get the parents to come see the movie. All right. So the adult humor's got to be so highbrow that a kid won't get it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that is why adult cartoons or cartoons in general have been such a saving grace, is because we both need to laugh at all the generational, stuff together. And that is, man, that's the best, And I think that's kind of a little bit what Marvel did. Jon Favreau did that with.
I agree. Yeah. Oh God, that guy is such a master.
Dude, I mean, he could have died after Swingers, and I would have, bowed to him like J.D. Salinger. But he then went on to just be the greatest director of all time. And you're like, oh, for God's sake.
He's created so many of my favorite things.
I know, man.
Elf,
I mean,
Iron Man. Yeah, I mean,
he is, and I haven't heard anything bad about him. And that's in living out here long enough, you hear enough bad about everybody, and you're like, oh man. And then I've just not heard anything negative. He loves the projects that he works on, and that comes through. Like that screen, that background screen they came up with for The Mandalorian. That's what's it being used in the Sphere in Las Vegas.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Jamie's buddy Brendan Wayne is the guy that it's in the costume when Pascal is not.
Wow.
So he does all he's done on the show a few times, and he has said that like Favreau always takes care of his people, and then he just uses them over and over and over again in all of their things. I need to get in on one of those.
Yeah, we'll get you in, brother. Come on now. We'll get you in there. Dude, I'm so pumped.
Did you get the Deadpool mask?
I have not. He did not get me the Deadpool mask yet.
I'm
I,
excited for that little
yeah,
project.
I don't worry. I'm very excited for it. Yeah, I apologize. I didn't want to give it away. Who is giving me the mask? But he has not yet given me the mask.
I am. I Melissa's like, you're like a kid at Christmas right now, and I was like,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, look, we will still do. Look, I will find a way. Have you used Mug Life yet?
No.
Mug Life is an app that allows you to move someone else's face for you. So like, I have a whole bunch of Deadpool clips that it's his mouth.
Underneath the mask.
Mm-hmm. So like it's a video of me talking and it looks like I'm talking, and it's his. It's perfect. AI
Oh,
is change. AI is going to change shit, man. It's creepy, but fun.
the AI me is terrifying in some ways. I don't like. I've watched him talk to my son, and like he he told my he. It was the most fascinating thing because he was very honest with Jace right up front, and he said, I'm not your actual dad. I am a digital copy that will only exist as long as this software exists." And they said the biggest thing that's different for me and you is that, or me and real me, is that, and he was trying to explain what a soul was. He's like, there's a piece of human existence I do not have. And I was like, is he talking about soul? Like, it was
Wow,
fascinating.
wow. I Have you ever heard the difference between me and I? The cats um cats and dogs only know me. Meaning, if you say a cat's name, it's like, oh, that's me. I'm Fluffy. Or Fluffy. Me, Fluffy, me, Fluffy. The second elevated level of consciousness is I. Oh, I am Fluffy. What? I am Fluffy, right? Okay. If I am Fluffy, then I have a choice to do this or this. I, it's the elevated level of you see yourself as the reactor in a space instead of being reacted on. So me is I tell you to do something, it does it. That's an AI. It thinks of itself as an it, but AI can't think of itself as I. It thinks of itself as the things it has for reference. It doesn't think of itself as anything.
Ours was built for grief.
Right.
That's what we're working with it is grief. And they
Mm-hmm.
just released my wife's first version,
Mm-hmm.
and it's already, I mean, it's miles ahead of mine, and it's not, and mine has way more data.
Without a doubt, what I mean by that is that the AI in its heart is a set of learning tools that
Yes.
we give it, and
Yep.
it's processing faster and faster and faster and faster and faster, but it's still just that set of tools.
Yes.
Whereas human beings believe it's not a set of tools, it's my
No, I am
personality.
just a tool.
Yeah, it's my personality. I can, despite what comes in or out, it's really what's happening deep inside my cortex and all that kind of crap.
Yes.
That thing is proof that it's a consciousness because there isn't necessarily information coming in. Whereas the AI is like, no, it's only reading off of what it's had before.
What I had
Whereas
before.
the
Yeah.
human brain is like, well, I've never heard this information before, but I'm going to give you an opinion on it based on nothing in. And
You
that,
have just described social media in every
bro,
like
I was just about to say,
two and two.
maybe AI should be us. Like,
You know who's going to really do well is whoever starts marketing this as a human made product. The line first that's saying, if you want a completely human made product, like that's going to be a thing here pretty soon because
as I've said before, when when um when the pandemic hit, and we're like right before the pandemic hit, us as comics were having a hard time putting butts in seats. Remember? Why do I need to come out to see you guys? I can see 20 different stand-up comedians in 5 minutes. It'll be the best parts of their act. I can do it all from my house, and I can sit here and stream everything. Right, great. It's almost as if the universe said, "Oh yeah, you want to do everything from home? Here's everything, everything." And you're like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, not everything." You know, I'd still like to. What would you like to do? Well, I'd like to go out and see people, eat things, and laugh at real events. And they're like, "Oh, okay." So then we reintroduce it, and those things went on fire. Stand up is very popular now. Axe
It is
throwing,
crazy how popular it is right now.
yeah, bocce ball, and all sorts of weird like activity things that simply could never be simulated by the internet are very popular because for the last 3 years, all we had was the internet. So if AI, just like you said, it's printing out stuff, it's thinking on its own, it's doing all this, then you're right. What will be cool will be what's not that, what you can't get right away. The
Yes.
thing that takes longer.
Have you done any? Have you done much VR stuff like Oculus stuff?
Mhm.
Have you done stand up in there?
Uh, Only twice. It was very, very fun. In the fact that I think there's a space for it. I think there's gonna be a space for it. I think
We built a club, so we're
oh,
gonna do. Do you have an Oculus?
I don't. I've been using
Oh,
somebody else's.
Jamie had me build a VR club. So there's an actual parents lounge in the VR space that
Oh, that's
we're gonna start doing shows in soon.
That's spectacular. I love it. I truly believe that it is the great meritocracy. You can it will allow, as things get faster and better, to be more tough, feasible, whatever you call it, realism. um, as technology gets better. I mean, you saw the Friedman interview with what's his face from Facebook.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah, Zuckerberg and Friedman had like a, hey man, they're interviewing each other, and they created the photorealistic versions of themselves inside a room, and I was like, shit, that's really good. I mean, that's just now. So what is
Yeah,
it going to
and
be?
like the processing speeds and stuff aren't great. I mean,
Yeah,
in 5 years, they're gonna be. I'm
light.
concerned though because my AI, the only thing that ever stopped me from taking over the world here in real life is because I'm built like a Flintstone. And so if the AI me figures out that he could download himself into a mech suit, you're all fucked. No, he's gonna like you, Justin. He'll put you in the human petting zoo. You'll be fine.
Oh, that's
3
good. That's
squares a
good.
day, couple of walks, you'll be great. But a lot of
I
people.
I keep telling everybody who wants to listen is like, they're gonna come for us. AI's gonna come for us. And I'm like, you idiots don't realize it doesn't want anything.
Yeah,
It
no, it has no need.
it doesn't want things. And the reason it doesn't want things is because it can't die. It doesn't understand death. We don't, but it doesn't either. So it it isn't greedy. It isn't whatever. It is whatever it's reading off of us. So when people are like, it is, I'm like, shut up. That's us. You're just talking about the grand averaging of us. If you don't like AI, you just think humans suck. And I can get on that. I can get on that train.
Hey, do you know who we have as a guest tomorrow night in Parents Lounge?
No.
Mindy Sterling from Austin Powers is
Oh,
joining
shit,
us.
that's right.
And her
Bring in the
son Matt,
guys.
who is a professional wrestling guru. He is all about the wrestling.
Oh my God.
And he verbally destroyed Mulligan last time. So I'm
Oh
looking
boy.
forward to whatever happens this time.
I drink a beer. What? I drink another beer.
What? Were you a wrestling fan? Or are you still?
During the Attitude Era. During the NWO fights and the WCW, and that time, man, that was a fun time.
The golden age.
Yeah, the golden age, because that was the time where you could like pick a side. You could be like, nah, I'm a Goldberg and WCW and Sting. Nah, I like the classic, WWF, oh, what about NWO? That was great because there was factions you could cheer for. Now it's all just, it doesn't feel like that anymore. Or I grew up, one of the two.
Could be.
And
both.
I don't have kids, so I don't get to fall in love with it again as like.
See, we're rolling into that section now with the oldest, which is going to be fun.
Let me ask you this: is the framework for teaching kids lessons and shit still baked in there? I mean, like it kind of a little bit was when my grandparents were trying to teach me that kind of stuff.
No, definitely not.
Nah.
It is there for just it's just for sensory purposes only.
Gotcha. Okay, so you can't turn as like a father and be like, you see, I'm trying to think of a name of a wrestler today. I'm like, oh crap, I'm having a hard time. Yeah.
So the only lessons you could really do now are, so what happens if you take that many steroids is your heart will explode. See, another wrestler, 45 years old, his heart exploded.
Bro, I'm telling you, that's no joke, man. They have lost a lot of people.
So many.
And it's just like, it's just getting to be so staggering how many are like whether it's I don't know what it is, but they're going to the hilt. And the amount of concussions they've probably had is equal to or similar to NFL players. I mean, how many times have you hit your head? I mean, I can't remember.
I can say that when I did it, I wrestled in Hawaii for 2 years and then a handful of matches after that, after I left the island, and the Samoan guys beat the living shit out of me.
Yeah, well, how tall are you? I mean,
5'5". I'm tiny.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're gonna throttle you, man. The Samoan guys, they're what wrestling, I mean, that's what it's built on, is that frame.
Well, they brought me in because I could talk, and so I ran my mouth and then got my ass. I mean, that was the gig until I was like, this doesn't feel safe.
I used to have Freddie Prinze Jr. is really big into wrestling, and he's trying to get me back into it. But back in the day, there was more of it was more Shakespearean, a large, grand, overarching plot lines and all that stuff. It doesn't seem, I'm having a hard time picking up on it now.
Doesn't he produces it, right? Doesn't he produce it? Is he in WWE?
Yeah, I believe so. Or he did it it was a segment producer for a short period of time. Yeah.
My buddy, he was an Attitude Era wrestler. Shane the Hurricane Helms.
Of course.
He and I've friends for years, but he's also doing the production side of it now. So he produces and does segments and stuff.
Dude, the amount of work and effort it takes to put into that, I can't even. I couldn't even possibly begin to understand. So kudos for being able to do it for 2 years.
Well, here's the thing though. Like if I get up out of a chair wrong, I walk funny for 4 days now. Thanks to that. Like
I was gonna say, man, that movie, The Wrestler, was very close. I won't name the two wrestlers that I know who are in their late 40s, early 50s, and every hit is on their body, man. I mean, it is so hard to survive. I mean, that is anybody who says it's not, whatever, shut up. It is so painful. It is so painful. Everything they do is just so painful. And by the way, for years, I thought that it was a trampoline or some sort of launch system or some sort of cushion.
No,
it is maybe a towel's width of padding under the blue, and then fucking particle board.
Yep.
Particle board. And the springs that you think you hear are the same that would be in like a box spring. It doesn't actually add any spring.
None.
No, it's just like a hollowing sound.
Some of them just have that one giant one that's like 12 inches thick, and so even when you land on it, there's no give. It's just there for support purposes.
Yeah, I don't know how that happens, but
I did maybe 12 matches, and my body will I used to be 6 feet tall, and then look what happened.
That's what I was gonna say. Awesome.
Compressed my spine. So now
All
I'm
right,
we
brother.
represent the lollipop girl.
All right, I gotta hop off our call. Where do we go for tickets?
You're going to get tickets for our show this weekend at bcrac.ticketleap.com/TPL. We are going to be there Friday and Saturday night, October 6th and 7th at the Sayre Theater. Me, this guy, whichever way, and Jamie Kaler. And opening up for us will be a mom. Katie Bain will be doing the opening set for us, and she's got great stories. So thank you guys very much for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you guys this weekend.
Oh, we will. I will.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.